Oh my. Oh my.
Once, I don't know, but I'll buy, you really like Pokemon? I'll buy 10 Pokemon packs, and I'll buy these socks that look cool and this sweatshirt that looks, instead of just buying them one thing that I should.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then by the time it's all done, I've already spent, $600.
You spent the money anyway.
Yeah, I should have just got them what they actually wanted.
Yes.
So I'm trying to do that for Christmas this year. Like, I've got my sights set. That's my plan.
It's hard, though, because you want them to have more than one present.
Oh, I know.
Like, they just want that one.
I know. I like Christmas morning to go for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're ready to start, I can see that you're already Wicked and Deborah. It doesn't matter.
It does not matter.
So we'll just start it there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this is Shot 30 Podcast, and I am Shayne Neubert. And sitting across from me today is Miss Wicked Jezebel.
Hello.
And also, what do we call it? Alter ego? Well, that would be
my Muggle name. Remember? My Muggle name.
Which I love, because if you see the Harry Potter, we got Harry Potter all over.
Yes, my kind of people.
Her Muggle name is Deborah Sue Taylor, and she is part of Mary Quite Contrary's House of Burlesque. And we're going to go down this whole rabbit hole.
Oh, yes.
But the very first thing that I do want to say, because it hits home, because Timmery, Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies, you actually have a tattoo of a KitchenAid. Is that correct?
It
the
sure
KitchenAid
I do.
Aid mixer on your arm.
I do.
What was that about?
So growing up, my stepmom, who was a huge part of our lives, always baked a lot. Like, we always had huge spreads for like holidays and stuff like that. And she always had a KitchenAid mixer. It was always on the counter. She was always making something in it, noodles, pies, cakes, whatever. And it was just one of those fond memories of her. So she's no longer with us, and that's just one of those things just to kind of represent her, represent my love of baking, because baking is a huge thing for me. It's my calm. Mm-hmm. I don't actually eat a lot of it. I actually just pawn it off on others.
I'm the same. Like,
I love to bake, but
so I took up making bread.
Yeah.
Because I do everything a million miles an hour, and everything, like, I panic and I have anxiety. I'm like such a rush guy. Like, always everything needs to be now. But bread can't be now.
No.
Otherwise, you're just sitting there with a rock hard lump.
Right.
And so I started learning how to make bread because it makes me sit there for hours and wait. So I totally understand that. And I'll eat a slice of the bread, and that's it.
Same. So I'll try it to make sure it tastes okay before I pawn it off on others, of course. Mm-hmm. And then I just I'm like, here, have some. And they're like, oh, wow, thanks. You don't want any? I'm like, no, I just want to bake.
This is going to be right. This episode should be out right before Thanksgiving. So what's your favorite? Do you like to cook on Thanksgiving?
I don't mind cooking on Thanksgiving. It's fine. I actually asked my kids if they were doing anything for Thanksgiving to see if I needed to cook, and they have plans. So I'm actually not cooking this Thanksgiving, which is nice too. Uh-huh. But we usually do a lot of the cooking around Christmas time. We do a lot of baking around Christmas time.
Do you do the cookie stuff?
We do. I usually bring all of my grandkids over, and we bake and decorate them and make a huge mess. And they lick the icing they're not supposed to lick and all that good stuff.
Have you ever seen that kid? The one kid, I think it's his grandma. He bakes with his grandma. It is the one that's just like he's always trying to eat it all.
Yes, it's adorable.
He'll put flour in and he's just shoving it, like, it doesn't matter.
It's absolutely adorable.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yes,
that's what I do. Yeah,
you just eat flour.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't do that. No, I don't. But yeah, so okay. Now, would you say that you're a Thanksgiving? Are you the food person, or would you rather be the cook person? Would you rather be the sit there and eat all day person, or in the food coma?
No, I think I'd probably rather be the one cooking, but
I think I'm the same.
I'm not. I don't eat. I can't eat a lot at one point. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I just eat little bits at a time. So buffets, big Thanksgiving dinners, they're ruined on me. It's horrible.
I know. I'm really the same way. Like, I love food so much, but man, I know I'm a fat guy, but I can't eat large amounts of food. I get my calories from Fireball. Yeah, if I drink a bottle of Fireball, that's 3,600 calories.
I think that must be where I get, not Fireball, but I think that must be where I get my calories too, because I don't eat a lot, but I'm still a little thick.
You look great, and your pictures you just did, oh my gosh, those were awesome, the ones that were just shared.
Honey and Ether does an amazing job.
And where are they out of?
They actually just got a new beautiful studio in Illinois. But she was out of her home in Illinois, but now she's in a beautiful studio. The team is there.
And I've seen a lot of burlesque performers are all going to her for their pictures and stuff.
She is amazing. She's not only like really good at her art, but her team they're just amazing people. Like they make you feel so comfortable, so welcomed. If you don't have confidence, they make you feel like a queen when you walk out of there. You're like, yes, I'm badass.
Hell yeah, that's what's up.
They're amazing.
That's good. Yeah, we'll attach because I've just seen so many people going to them. We'll attach their link down below if anybody's interested for that. Did I say anything about like, hey, subscribe, Shot 30 Pod? Like, I don't
think you said that stuff. We just jumped right in.
I don't even know where we're at right now. Hey, Shot 30 Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Castbox, YouTube, all those things. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. They may like it, they may not. And if you watched my wife's episode, you guys are probably wondering, where do we go from there? I don't know. She's still recovering from that night. But yes, so you are part of Mary Quite Contrary's House of Burlesque.
Yes.
And Mary, of course, has been on the podcast. And when did you join?
I actually was one of their group of very first apprentices. So we all auditioned, I believe it was December of 2019. So I'm a baby.
Yeah, really?
Yes.
So did you do burlesque before that?
I did not. So I was involved, but not on stage. So I went to my very first burlesque show in 2011, and it was Burlesque Mustache, and I was hooked, line and sinker. They even had a sideshow, like a dirty sideshow or whatever there with them, and so I got to go up on stage and like walk on the guy with the glass on his back, and I was just hooked. I was like, stage, I like being up here, oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
So and then I actually lived in Vegas for a while. When I came back from Vegas, I had a roommate, and she was actually in Bottoms Up. Mm-hmm. And so I helped with their shows, sold merch, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I was involved in that way and was friends with a lot of them. That's where I met Mary, of course. And so I was obsessed, but I was not ready until Miss Mary, of course.
And Mary got you.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that woman just has a way with...
She does.
Which is making you feel... I mean, I don't know the word that I want to use, but like making you feel like really special.
Yes.
I think maybe whole.
She just makes you feel like the best of your version of yourself. I don't know how to... I mean, that's
maybe
really
the word
true.
is confident. Just confident.
Oh, my gosh,
alone.
yes. Like my confidence since I've been in this troupe... Night and day. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and you guys all kill it. Like you guys go up there and just love it and kill it. And the groups that you guys bring in, that was one of the funnest things too. You know, like getting to perform at the showcase show, like getting to do stand up there. Stand up at a burlesque show is very, good. People are there to watch beautiful women and
well, you put on a pretty good show too.
How I'm going to tell you right now. So for those of you that don't know, after my set was done, I did a burlesque set in a like onesie, like I don't know, I would compare it more to like maybe like a Prince outfit, but it was so much fun. Like
it was great.
But I was so nervous. I'd never been that nervous. I was outside. I threw up like 5 times.
Did you really?
I don't know why I was so nervous to dance. Just because I used to be. I think maybe a lot of it was I used to be a professional powerlifter. I was in great world class shape.
Yeah.
And now I don't look like that anymore. I've got some stuffing in there, and so for me to do that, like it felt like a big moment. It felt, I don't know, like I don't care. I'm happy with who I am and the way I look. It's just I've never showed off my fat body before.
Well, it looked great. So.
Thanks. Yeah, if you would have seen me the day before, oh my gosh, I loaded up with self tanner, and then Timmy wanted to go get the Mary Quite Contrary tattoos, so she wanted to go that day. And so we went and got the tattoos. They had to wash the self-tanner off me. I looked like Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. I'm just a man playing a man. Like, dude, everybody was I had blotches of self-tanner.
Oh, my gosh.
Because Timmy got ultra dark.
Oh.
And I'm ultra
hello.
white. I'm ultra white.
Were you a little bit of an Oompa Loompa?
Oh, I looked rough.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I looked like I won a couple rounds with Mike Tyson and lost. Yeah.
All right.
But no, so that is the one thing that I've noticed so much with everybody that has been in not with just Mary, but all the women in the troupe and all the people associated with that troupe. Like, I went to that class and I was nervous, and I told them all at the end of the class, like, thank you guys for making me feel like just walking in here and, hey, I'm just having fun, and I feel accepted here, because I've had some weird experiences with stuff. Like, people look at me and I guess they think that I look like a hunter or like an asshole or like, I don't know. I don't know. So I have to kind of fight for, like, I love everyone.
Yeah.
Like, I have to fight for that sometimes.
Yeah, that's too bad. People assume way too much.
Yeah. But it is, like, oh my gosh, Facebook and all these things. People just want to jump to fighting with each other, like the Kyle Rittenhouse thing.
Oh my goodness, yes.
God, dude, it's the second that he was found not guilty, it was just like, boom, people rubbing it in people's faces.
Oh, yeah.
Or boom, like people putting him as their profile picture.
I saw the memes. I saw people like unfriending people. They were like, yeah, you're not my friend anymore. I'm sorry, but I don't agree with you. Like, it was just crazy. So
I just don't have time for any of that.
I don't. So I grew out of drama way back when. Mm-hmm. Like, I've had plenty of that in my life, and I don't need it anymore. So I avoid that like as much as possible. So yeah, whenever I see that, I just scroll past. Like, I don't mind if you have a different opinion than me. I love everybody. Mm-hmm. Unless you do something really horrible to me, we're good. Mm-hmm. So you can have your opinions. I'm not going to agree with them necessarily, but we're fine.
And is that why you're a big fan of Cats? Cats and Halloween and Hocus Pocus, and
I'm just a creepy person. I don't know. I grew up so my mom worked really hard. She worked like swing shift. So she had different shifts every week. She changed them. And so sometimes I had to stay at my aunt's, and they always went to bed early, and I always stayed up late, and they had cable. So I saw, I was a little child watching all these creepy movies. Like, I have fond memories of watching the very first Friday the 13th, the very first Halloween, My Bloody Valentine, the very first one of that. I grew up watching that stuff. So I'm a big horror fanatic. I love the thrill of those movies. Like, they don't scare me. I kind of laugh at a lot of them.
Oh, yeah, especially if you look back at them now.
Oh, my gosh, yes. But it's so funny. But I love those. So, and I just grew up that way. So, anything that's kind of dark and twisted, I think is great. And, I mean, I'm not scared of it. I think it's great, though.
What would you say is the scariest thing you've ever watched?
Well, I'll tell you, it's funny because one of the movies that always freaked me out, and I don't know why, but The Exorcist, the original Exorcist with Reagan. Uh-huh. Linda Blair, whew, she nailed that role. I was creeped out my whole life by that movie. I still kind of am I don't know if I'm gonna watch that.
I had a couple, and me and Timmery talk about it too. The Fourth Kind. I mean, even though it was early thousands, I was led to believe that was a true story. Yeah, and so that one really messed me. But there was one, and I will never be able to. I can tell you right now. This is the dumbest thing you'll ever hear. And I think this is probably the first time I've ever said this. One of the scariest things I ever watched was The Wicked of Oz. When the monkeys are coming out, I remember being horrified as a kid.
The flying monkeys?
Yes.
I think a lot of people were actually scared of those.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not uncommon.
I think that's one of the first times I've ever said it. But then there was this show. There was a movie. And I just remember we didn't have much money growing up. So we had some VCR tapes that I would watch old ones of, but there was one, and it was something to do with the TV would turn on, and the door would light up. It was and that TV would just stay on. But whenever that happened, this door would open up, and it was white. I know it's a popular movie.
Is it Poltergeist?
That's what it is.
Heck
yep.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good creepy one.
And I remember I was 6 or 7 watching, just horrified, just, and then I thought they were finally going to be able to beat some of the old stuff with Hereditary. I think it's Hereditary. Is that where the head flies off? Then it's a newer movie.
Yeah.
Where the little kid's out, his little baby sister, and the head gets.
Yes.
whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, I manscaped, so I don't have much arm hair. But if I did, I have goosebumps because I thought, and then that movie turned so stupid when the mom's like flying around the ceiling.
It had such potential. I was super excited when they first talked about it, and then I watched it. I was like, eh.
It went it was up here, and then it just went, whoa.
I know.
And then was that the one where there was all the naked people shuffling around in the treehouse thing at the end?
I don't even remember. It was one of those where it wasn't real memorable for me. I watched it and then I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. So would you say Halloween horror movies are your favorite?
Oh yeah, I have a big huge tattoo of Jason on my arm.
Oh, I did know
and
that.
And then I have Michael Myers on the back of my arm. So yes.
Did you ever see that picture where it was Jason, Michael Myers, Freddy, all in thongs and?
Yes, people send those to me all the time. Anytime they see anything related to horror, I get tagged or they send those to me. They know that I'm all about horror, so
All my gay friends are which one? They were all trying to pick my opinion on which one I'd bang, and I think it was Michael. Michael was the one with he had a great butt in there, but I think it was Freddy. They gave him just a swangin' dangin'. Oh man, I was like, I guess I'm gonna have to pick him, dude. I don't know.
It's a tough choice.
When is the next time you're up on stage?
We're actually going to be at Varieties December 11th. So we have a little pop-up.
Okay. And so now this is kind of what I was asking Timry too is you guys are so great. Why do you guys not venture out more?
I think that the plan is to be big and amazing and do lots of things, but you have to remember, we started when COVID was a huge thing. So
that's when Mary first came, yeah.
Our first year, we didn't get to perform. We had to cancel show after show after show. So we're just starting to actually start scheduling things outside of our regular shows. Mm-hmm. So, we actually perform, and, we started performing at Ohana's in Clinton. We're kind of starting to venture out, and I think that's the plans for sure.
Mm-hmm. And how many people are a part of the troupe right now?
Oh gosh. Well, Lola went down to part-time, so I think
I saw that as of yesterday.
I think that we're if you count Travis and our if you count performers, I think it's 8 or 9 performers, but altogether it's 12 of us, I think. It's, because we have a couple of people that don't perform, but they help quite a bit, and they're a huge part of our family, so.
Oh my gosh, what, is it Kat? The girl?
Our stage?
Yes.
Our stage girl?
Yes.
Kat's amazing.
Oh my gosh. I literally walked up to her and said, incredible. You are in, and she does it with just this happy little beautiful face,
oh my gosh.
just
always smiling.
And everything is always in line. She just is on point.
Her and Prim is our other one that does that, and I believe Prim used to perform, and I don't know if she will again in the future, hopefully, because I've never got to see it, so I'm excited. But her and Prim, they're both like that. They are on the spot. They know, they have it all lined up, ready to go perfectly. Just everything. They don't miss a beat. Man,
that's awesome. That is great. And well, as you probably know, Randy Sinclair's been on the podcast.
Yes, I've seen that one.
And what a blast, man. What a blast. She's actually planning on doing her very next, do you know this? Her very next podcast episode. She's coming back. She's doing the whole thing in just her pasties.
That's awesome.
And it's so great. And as most people know, at this point, yeah, I got a little bit of the hots for Randy Sinclair. and it makes my wife so mad.
It was really funny the other day when we were all in the room together. That was kind of an entertaining conversation.
I'm glad. I'm blushing.
You are. You're a little rosy.
I'm blushing. And, Randy is so aggressive in the way she talks to me.
I love it. It was so fun to watch because you were just at points you were kind of and I'm like, the radio guy doesn't have words to say.
I know. The other day I was like, hey, what are you thinking about, this day for the podcast? And she was like, oh, I have a plans that night. And I was like, I'm taking a vacation day, during the day. She goes, why did I think you were asking me on a fucking date? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, go on a coffee date with me. Come on the podcast. And she's like, well, I don't have my pasties. And then I egged it on and I said, well, don't wear them. And she's like, she said, be still my heart.
You can just put little blocks over. It's fine. Little,
like
black
edit
triangles or black, rectangles or something. It's fine.
But I'd save that other copy.
For you. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I'd leave it as my running background on my phone. It would be just fine. It would be just fine. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I want to stay on the burlesque stuff for just a little bit longer. What actually got you into burlesque?
Like I said, I've been around the troops for a while. Since like 2013, I'd been helping and been involved like in an outside aspect. So
Were you ever like a performer of any sort beforehand?
I have never been a performer ever in my life. And it's funny because when we did the auditions, Mary was like, are you sure you haven't done this before? And I was like, I haven't. And I guess they were all like amazed at the fact that I'd never done it before, which was really awesome to hear. Like I was like, oh, thanks.
Super.
Alrighty then. So no, I've never done anything like this before. And, I love it so much, though. I love it so much.
But that's awesome. I mean, some people, I've always been like, I need a camera in front of me guy. Like, even in high school, like, I have an old YouTube page. You can find it if you want to.
I'm going to look that up.
Oh, it is. But then, what I didn't realize is, so if I would have stuck with that old YouTube page, I looked back one day like 5-6 years ago, and the videos are like 70,000 views per video.
Crazy?
And, I'm like, hey, guys, I'm spending all my time and money on this new channel and, a couple hundred views here and there, but we're working hard on it. But I've always been, even when I was in powerlifting, I've always been nervous to step on stage, but I kind of just, I get on there and I think I flip some sort of switch, like,
yeah.
Because then I'm not nervous, even if everything's going wrong. I'm not nervous. I mean, it sucks if everything goes wrong,
right?
But things have been seeming to go pretty well lately. So
you look pretty natural up there.
I don't feel it. Like I actually most of the time I don't remember anything of my set.
It happens so fast, doesn't it?
Oh
it's
my
like a blur.
God. Yep.
Like, I'm like, did I just perform? Did I get, okay, I'm done. Okay, never mind. Like, yeah, I do that too.
And you walk off and the adrenaline like starts to wear down. Man, like, and I know a lot of people are like this and you're probably the same way. So after you do perform, you get ready for a big show, you perform, that adrenaline high, when it drops you back down, I could just sleep for days or like not want to be on Facebook or not want to just kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I don't know about anybody else, but like, yes, I'm exhausted by the end of a show. Like we built up to it so much and practiced so much and worked on it so much. And then after it's all said and done, like as soon as I get in the car to drive home, I mean, I feel sorry for people that probably driving by me because I mean, I'm yanking off lashes. I'm pulling off pasties. They're like, what is going on?
Oh my gosh. So I pulled off my first pasties.
Ooh.
Oh my.
Was that a lovely feeling?
No.
It's kind of torture.
Oh my God. And the girl who did it, she loved it. That's sicko. Whoever you were, the random woman in the crowd, whoever you were, you are sicko because she was loving.
Oh, it's fun.
And she did it slow.
Oh, if you get to do it to somebody else, it's great.
Yeah.
But doing it to yourself, you're like, tears are like coming out of your eyes.
Oh my God.
And if you have to wear more than one pair.
And, so you change out your pasties in the night?
Oh my gosh. So yes. So like the last show I did, I guess performed at Mona Cyanide Dead Betty's pinup contest at Varieties.
You have the pinup look though, like so much. You really do.
I have pictures where I look pretty close to one. I did my hair myself and everything and did like the rolls and stuff, and it looks really close to one. So I was very proud of that.
Yeah, you have a very accurate.
But I did that, and we were supposed to do 3 sets that night, and I had a different pair of pasties for every set.
Oh yeah.
And I take the first pair off, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like I'm talking to my boobs, like kind of pep talk. I'm like, I'm really sorry. I'm ripping you to pieces. And then I spray more glue on, and I stick them on again, and I'm like, I'm really sorry. Like talking to my boobs. And then I go to take the second pair off, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I got to put one more pair on, And I'm like, they're gonna hate me. Like they're so gonna hate me tomorrow.
They're like a little shop of whores. Like
yes,
feed me, Seymour. Like stop it, Seymour.
Yes, I think that's pretty much where they were at after the second pair.
Oh gosh, I could not imagine doing that a second time.
Well, the funniest thing is like I'm new at it. Like I'm a burly baby, so I don't chintz on the glue. I make sure I spray enough so that I'm not popping out other things. And by the end of the night of wearing 3 pairs of pasties, I have glue literally all over my boobs. Okay, so I go to bed. I don't sleep with clothes on. I'm a birthday suit kind of girl.
Oh, really?
Oh, I do not like clothes. If I could come here naked, I would have.
Well, come do that. You and Randy Sinclair can
Right?
do the podcast.
Just do naked podcast.
Yeah.
But so I go to bed and I've got, this blue fuzzy comforter, and I'm all curled up and I go to bed and I get up the next morning and I go to the bathroom and I walk in front of the mirror and all I see is blue fuzzy boobs. I'm like,
you look like Sully. Is it Sully from Monsters Inc.?
Yeah, I think it was more like the color of like Grover.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh man, that's good. Yeah, and I can imagine that too. Actually, we have a guy. So I work with insulation at work. I'm an estimator. I work with blueprints, and one of the guys, he was opening aerosol glue. Aerosol glue is like it's like rubber cement type glue.
Oh, okay.
It busted it open all over him. And what it does, it's meant to dry within seconds. So this dude is literally a nightmare. Whole body covered in this glue that you literally, you pluck it off and it just keeps going. It's almost like what a super glue. Oh. So like, how you have to just keep.
Yes.
Oh, and that poor man, yeah, we just sent him home and told him, you go have a good day.
Yeah.
I should have told him, hey, here's my debit card. Go buy a bottle
Seriously,
of booze.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Contribute to the fund.
What's your favorite type of alcohol?
Oh gosh, I if I'm drinking alcohol, it has to be something flavored. So Crown Apple is my go-to right now. I love Crown Apple. Crown Apple and cranberry. Mwah.
Oh.
But I like beer. I like
I'm just not
sour beers. Have you ever had sour beers?
Like what would a sour beer be?
Oh gosh. My favorite brewery, Wake, they do a lot of sour beers. So right now they have one called Crossing Streams.
Okay.
And they made this with, I kid you not, they made this beer with cereal. Like, I think Fruity Pebbles or something along those lines. So it's like very fruity, but it's got like a kick of, if you ever had do you like sour candy?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like drinking something that was soaked in sour candy. But it's fruity, like it's sweet too. It's an interesting combination, but man, I love them. I'm a sucker for them.
I can drink beer. I just don't. Timmery loves beer. I feel like if I'm drinking, I want to be drunk. I want to party. I'm here. I'm ready to go.
You and my guy would get along quite well.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. I'm here to party. That's why the show's called Shot Dirty. But do you know who Leslie Mitchell is?
I do know who that is. I don't know them personally, but
yes, she actually designs logos for a local brewery. Like she designs the cans, everything on it.
Nice.
Yeah, and I've seen some of her page's stuff. I cannot remember what the link is. I'll probably put it below, but she is super talented and she kills it. She's a big improver and she's been hosting for the Viva La Divas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and she's been killing it. She's so much fun. I love her. She's the best. But yeah, and I can't believe, this is one thing in this area. When I started doing comedy and, this or that, I cannot believe how many types of performers and troops and comedy clubs and shows and everything, the amount of things that are going on in the area.
I love it. That's one of the things I'm not originally from the Quad Cities, and that's one of the things that I think keeps me here for sure. I don't like to be cold, so if I'm picking a place, it's going to be warm, but here I love all the arts and all the different things like that. I love how many people there are involved in it. Like if you know somebody, they know somebody that's involved in some kind of arts around here, so. You'll
find somebody that goes, oh wait, no way, Yeah. I just had a couple of buddies, one of my buddies went for a steak, and the guy who's made the steak, He came out and said, here you go. He goes, where are you from? And he goes, Kiwani. He goes, oh, one of my closest friends is from Kiwani. And he goes, oh, who's that? And then he said me. And then he goes, wait, that's my closest friend. So then they got in a battle. I was like, hey, just give me the steak, guys. You can fight that out later.
Yeah. You guys go ahead. Just give me the steak.
Man, I'm a steak person. I love steak.
I like steak, so I don't eat a lot of meat, but I love, I have a hankering every once in a while. So I started making this thing called, have you ever had, steak pinwheels?
Steak pinwheels?
Yeah, well, so you probably don't like vegetables, do you?
I'm not the biggest fan.
So see, neither is my boyfriend, but I make these things, they're called steak pinwheels, and you, pound out the steak really thin, and you put bear with me.
I'm following.
You put spinach in them, and then you put Parmesan cheese, garlic chunks. Like you season it up real good. You roll it up, and you cut it into thin slices and skewer it and stuff. Yeah, and then you broil it just real quick, like a flash broil, and the flavor altogether is amazing. And he hates vegetables. He's a meat and potatoes kind of guy. He loves these things. Every week I'm like making a grocery list, and he's like, "You're getting the stuff for the steak things, right?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yes, sir. I'll get the stuff for the steak things." But I had to make him learn how to make them himself because he wants them so often now.
Hey, that's good though, and those are an easy meal prep too.
They're super easy.
Slap them in the microwave, and boom, done. Take them to work, slap them in the microwave, and you got. I don't hate vegetables. It's just I need a moderate sample, like small samples. We cook with asparagus and tomatoes and onions and everything. Like I am a big flavor guy. If you see the way I cook, it is unbelievable. I just don't eat it. Like I know it tastes good. I'm a seasoned guy. Like I will whip up anything for Timmery, and she'll tell you upstairs. Like I'm like kissing the mushroom as I drop them in. But I don't know, man. Like, I love mac and cheese. Like, you could drop some green peppers in my mac and cheese. I'll be okay with that.
Okay, fair enough.
Actually, we just ordered Judy Creighton's mac and cheese. Have you seen that she's selling that?
I have not.
Do you know Judy?
I have never met her. I've seen her a million times, like at burlesque shows and other things, because of course we all travel in the same circles. I've never actually met her.
Oh my God!
I love her dimples, though.
Oh my!
I'm in love with her dimples. I don't know who you are, but I love your dimples.
Judy, hey, if you're listening, Judy might be listening to this too. Judy is one of the most loving people I've ever met. Like, just start to finish. I know she's went through a lot of things in her life, but she's just one of those people who have no time for any bullshit. If it goes to happen, she just goes, okay, never mind. Like she's like, I'm not gonna fight with you. Never mind. Bye. Like,
I would love her then. I'm sure.
Yeah, she's so sweet. And yeah, she came in here. Oh my gosh! And when I tell you, each one of her boobs is about this big, like. That big? I am not kidding. Well, it was like 100 degrees in the studio that day, and she was sweating, and I could see the sweat dripping down her, and I felt so bad because it'd never been that hot in here. But It was 90 degrees, the humidity sunk, and it was in here, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But as I noticed the sweat dribbling down her, I had to keep noticing her boobs the whole time.
Horrible situation, I tell you what.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what, that under boob sweat is the worst.
Oh, God. I was trying to dab it up for her.
Let me get that for you. No, wait. Lift it up. I got it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! So, are you a big music fan?
Oh, I love music. I'm going to a concert tomorrow.
That's what I was going to ask you because some of the stuff you shared. Actually, I got a little bit. Normally, when I do a podcast, I scroll through everybody's stuff.
Stalk?
Yes. So I want to get to know. But you were very easy. Just because. Boom, in a matter of seconds, I have so many things about you, and I've also heard so many things about you. And actually, I do want to say this before I forget. So I have known who you are for a while, and actually at the show, you were at the table that I was sitting at as everyone was doing their run-throughs.
Yeah.
And before, I don't know. I kind of fanboy over some of the burlesque stars. And so I didn't know what to say to you, so I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I told Timmery that I was nervous to talk to you.
Well, it's funny because I never took you as a shy person, and then when you didn't speak, I was like, well, I know that he knows who I am. We're in the same circle pretty much now. So
I did.
I'm like, when I walked in, you guys said hi. When I went up to go watch, you guys both said hi. But then when I was sitting at the table, you were just up there like this, and I'm like, I know this guy's not shy.
I just get nervous because I've come across so many. I have a weird history of some people just I don't know, just I let people make up rumors or say things of this and that, and I just let them. I don't defend myself because I don't want to. I don't care to. That's I'm not going to sit there and fight this battle. And so I kind of get a weird feeling sometimes. I'm everybody hates me when I'm there.
Oh, jeez.
And so I was I just want to tell you you were you were rocking that black and white. I was like,
Yeah.
I wanted, kept saying some Beetlejuice stuff and blah blah blah. But you looked great, and I just kind of got nervous. I didn't. Yeah.
You don't have to be nervous with me.
I know that now. Here we are. Here we are. But
I'm like the most easygoing person you'll probably meet. Like seriously, like I said, I like literally love everybody. It takes a lot.
Listen, you didn't say nothing either.
Well, I was watching all the sexy boobies and butts.
Yes, so was I, but you didn't say nothing either.
That's true.
No. But then I was like, right after the show, I was like, I'm going to ask her to be on the podcast. I told Tim Reed, she goes, yeah, why are you whispering? I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying my best.
I don't want to assume that people know who I am, though. Like, I think that a lot of people do now. Like, I've been out there for a while now, but I don't want to assume that you know who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
So I don't want to be like, oh, I know you know who I am. Like, oh, yeah.
Or the people who assume, like, that's a big thing, especially with burlesque and stuff like that. Boom, people have just watched you perform, and then boom, think you're best friends, or the creepy.
I've gotten some great messages from people I didn't even know.
Yeah. Yes.
My favorite one is I'm at work and I'm walking around. I used to be the GM of a truck stop, and I was walking around the floor of the truck stop, and my phone goes off, and I just, I check it, and it's a messenger message from somebody that just recently friend requested me. No big deal. We accept a lot of people unless they get creepy. Well, sometimes if they're creepy too, I like creepy, but I go to open up my phone and I open up this message and all of a sudden, boom, boobs, and I'm like, I've never gotten boobs before. Oh yeah. I'm like, these are my first boobs. Like I was very excited, but I was out on the floor at work, so I was like, oh, let me just put my phone down and look at those later.
We're notorious for getting butthole pictures on the podcast. Yeah, especially when our TikTok blew up. We got 86 million views in a matter of a month. Wow. And it was crazy. I mean, it was nuts. But the number one thing that people decided to send was pictures of their butt. It was gentlemen, and it was pictures of their buttholes. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I respect the fact that you're shooting your shot with me or whatever you're doing here, but like, I'd rather see your penis than your butthole any day. Like,
were they manscaped at least? Like, did they look nice? Were they well kept?
Yeah, we were all over the place there. We? Okay. Yeah, we were on both ends of the spectrum.
I kind of have a butt thing, so I might have been like,
I mean, like, I don't know. It's more of just maybe just clean it up. Just make sure it's an attractive picture of the butt. See, I'm like, I've got butt everything, dude. I don't care. Timmy can touch my butt all she wants. I'll touch her butt all I want. Like, I love butts. It's my thing. And
I got excited.
Sorry, we got to put felt on the end.
I got excited.
We're still on butt stuff.
I have a friend that we go to karaoke every Friday usually, and I have a guy friend that we were up at the bar getting like a shot or something, and there's one of his guy friends comes up and he starts talking to me and he's like, "How you doing?" And kind of flirting. I'm a huge flirt. That's a horrible thing, but he's like, "Don't talk to her. She likes to stick things in your butt." And I was like, "Hey,
that's self-incriminating to him too."
I know. Yeah. No, he's scared of me. Oh. No, he's scared of me. Like he's like, no, he's scared of me. But my boyfriend's like, sorry, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Hey, bodies are meant to be explored.
Yes. Yeah, dude. And listen, I mean, I'm telling you, hey, all you guys out there, if you've never had a butt orgasm, we'll call it, dude, go ahead and give it a try at least once. Because, hey, it's not the worst thing out there. It's definitely not the worst. It's way different than the front, I can tell you that. Yes. Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, and it is unfair, that a man's penis can only, come once, like every so often. And I mean, why, we were created a little bit unfair here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we won that round.
Yeah, you did.
Although I have to say that you guys have it very easy in that case because, like, it doesn't take a lot of effort for me to have an orgasm. So my boyfriend can be like, bam, and I'm done. And then, he's still going. And, yeah, so, he gets off pretty easy, I'd say.
And, that is true, too. Timmery's the same way. Like, I actually doing part of my set tonight on the fact that Timmery she is just a sex addict. It never stops. That motor never stops.
I love her.
But for me, it's like, man, sometimes I wish that, the number one thing, she's one of those grab you all the time. Doesn't matter. You're like in the movie theater, just grab you in the grocery store. God. Yeah. So That motor never stops going.
I completely, I think that my boyfriend and you would get along quite well because I'm pretty sure that I annoy him at some point because, like, I'll, like, harass him. If I haven't had it so many times in so many days, like, I count.
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah, you're not meeting your quota. And, like, I harass him from work and everything. I'm like, yeah, so I'm going to need some of that when I get home. And, like, I harass him so much. And I feel sorry for him because I do. Like, he's to the point where he's exhausted because he's worked, like, a 12-hour shift. And I get home and I'm like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, Timmery does the same.
Yep.
Timmery's like counting it all. Like if we make it past like, I don't know, 40 hours, dude, she starts marking the hours like Castaway, like Tom Hanks in Castaway, like
I
days.
am the same. I am the same. I get very, very, you know how people get hangry?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, there's a version of that for sex. I'm telling you.
We actually created a thing. It's called the beat off race.
Yeah.
And so what happens is like, oh man, we both had a really rough day. We have incredibly crazy schedules. And so we both had a rough day. Neither of us have the full energy to, do the whole thing. Oh, sorry. But we do it's called a beat off race. So then we both just beat off and race to see who could finish quicker. So no, like it's just me doing me, her doing her, and then whoever's done first, it's just like, beat you. And then it's like, like we just gave it a title to just wag off real quick and then go back to watching a movie and falling asleep.
The problem with that is that I always win that race.
Oh, yeah.
Always. But I like to watch. I'm a huge voyeur. So, I mean, I'll finish and then just keep watching.
Actually, okay, so now, speaking of voyeur, there's a guy. Have you heard about the guy who owned the hotels?
No.
Oh, man, this is such a crazy story. I just listened to like a 7-part podcast about this guy. This guy bought like 4 or 5 different hotels, built them. He had them built from the ground up. He had gotten like, I think it was like $19 million left over in his family trust or something like that. And so he had actually made it with a catwalk through every single room. And he'd put 4 vents in each room, and there was actually no ductwork ran to him. And so essentially this man had all these different hotels, and he just was watching everybody for years. And man, dude, and so this guy, he's still alive, and he sits there and he'll talk about he watched murders.
Oh my gosh.
He watched murders happen, and he's like, if I say anything, I give myself up. Like this guy, when he was talking about it, he's like, he did it perfectly. He strangled her. There's no blood. There's no evidence.
Oh my gosh.
There was no sound. If I say anything, then it's, so when he got busted, like he just, I think they said that he had 270 journals. And then his video footage was, totes and totes and totes.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me, but it's crazy.
And I can see, I'm like, I like some weird shit, like that would be fun for a little bit, but man, that's really illegal.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places you can go to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
You don't need to do that in your hotels.
Yeah, there's lots of places where you can go and it's like consensual, so,
Yeah, dude.
I don't know about watching the murders consensual.
No, not the murders. Not the murders.
But the sex part, definitely.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of clubs and groups for that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, literally just type it in. You'll find plenty in a split of a second. And if you guys see me on those sites, hey, just don't say
Mind
anything.
your business. Mind your business.
Yeah. Just give me a compliment and move on with your day.
Yes.
No b-hole pictures, just D's and boobies, whatever else. Butts. I like girl butts more than I like boy butts.
I like girl everything more than I like guy stuff.
Girls just don't have, hairy butts. Something about hairy butts for me, or the uncleanliness. Like, I've never had a hair on my butt. Timmery can tell you right now, I shave my butt every single day. Like, I don't have any hair. Like, I don't know. I
saw you're big on manscaping.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
We're sponsored by Manscaped.
I saw that. I saw that.
So,
do they have a womanscape version? Because, they should look into that too.
I know Timmery's used the Manscaped for her womanscaping. It essentially, like, you can just use the electric razors in the shower.
Yeah.
It is so nice. Yeah. But, now, okay, I don't want to ask you how old you are, but I know Timmery is much older than me. So, are you on the Bush aspect of things, or do you do the new era of clean shaven.
Okay, so I used to do. It's funny because I used to just not have anything because it was just so much easier. But I have just like a kind of like a little wide strip because
The landing
yes,
strip?
I have like a little like I don't like having hair down there, but I have a very wide vagina. I'm telling you, like they always laugh at me because I'm like my vagina is just it's hard to find underwear that cover it. It's very wide.
Okay, so when you
I'm not. You're trying not to look, aren't you?
I try my best. Okay, so when you say wide, do you mean like it sits out very far?
So you know how like women are kind of shaped like a triangle?
Yes.
Well, a lot of people have like a kind of a skinnier triangle. Mine is very wide. So like when you go to put underwear on, you got your underwear on and you got skin on each side. It's just a horrible
understand.
situation.
Yeah. See, like Timmery, she's got the saggers on both sides. She's got those long lips.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she just tucks them in and does what she can. You know, she does her best with them, and it's a beautiful. She calls it the butterfly.
There you go.
She spreads it out and she gets out of her cocoon and just
There you
flies
go.
away. It's
I like it.
perfect. But hey, Shot 30 Podcast is sponsored by Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies. Visit Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies on Facebook and Instagram today. Her Christmas orders are going to be coming out, and last year was crazy. So we're not going to be doing all that this year. That was hectic and that was too much. So what she's going to be doing is she's only taking a limited amount of orders for the cocoa bombs, for the chocolate covered strawberries, for the break apart, whatever they were, I don't know. Yeah, you got to visit her page. I'm not that smart, and this ad is free. So visit Mrs. Newbie's Cakes and Cookies on Facebook and Instagram today. Okay, so now moving forward, do you have other things that you do with the burlesque? With Mary and everything like that. Do you have other hobbies that you really enjoy to do, or is this kind of consuming most of your time?
It takes a lot of time to make costumes and make routines. Besides, we all work full time. Most of us do. So, that takes a lot of time as well. But like I said, we go to karaoke every Friday. That's just kind of one of our things we've been doing for years.
That was one thing I want to say. We have multiple karaoke machines and speakers throughout the house. We have karaoke concerts in this house, and so you need to come to the next one.
Definitely. Well, my boyfriend's kind of the big singer. I sing horribly, but I still do it because that's what karaoke's about. It's having fun.
Yeah.
So
it's
that's
about
kind
this
of
right here, and then just singing.
Little sipping and singing. So
Yep.
But I don't. That's my biggest thing right now. It's the thing that I love the most is doing burlesque. So right now it's a big part of what I do.
That is so important. That is so important to fill that void too. Like that void where you do get that like special individual moment for yourself. That moment isn't about anybody else other than yourself, like where you're free and living your best life. And that's what I love so much about burlesque.
Yeah. And I grew up in kind of a smaller town in central Illinois. So when I was younger, I was always very sexual. I consider myself probably kind of a nymphomaniac. From like a very young age. And I got, scorned for that. People thought I was, I called me every name in the book because I was very promiscuous and I couldn't be sexual there. I couldn't show who I really was. I just was never happy there. So when I finally got to the Quad Cities and discovered that I could be myself and it just kind of blossomed from there, it's an amazing thing because I've always been such a huge sexual being and now I get to actually express that in so many ways. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Man, even like just staring at your eyes, like your eyes are so ferocious when you say it. Like, it's so awesome.
Well, it's so funny because I remember, dating all these boys in high school. I don't know if I call it dating, but I saw a lot of boys in high school, and a lot of them were kind of scared of me or intimidated by me because I was very, I don't know, I was kind of maybe almost feral at that point because I just really wanted it and they were like scared to give it. And I was like, please, come on, let's do this, so.
No, that's awesome. No, and it is weird because it's kind of like, with everything that goes on in the world, there's only one of two sides of things, this or that, or, that's the best way to word it is this or that. But if that's you, it doesn't need to be negative in any way because that wasn't negative for you.
Right.
Yeah, that was positive for you. So the only thing that would be negative is people pretending whatever they think it is for you or like classifying you as any sort of way. That's the only thing that would be negative. And
right.
It doesn't need to be that because guess what, man, if you guys were catching her around, man, she doesn't seem she was letting anybody down. She wasn't letting nobody down. Oh, so I mean, it sounds like your boyfriend has an absolute blast, though.
Oh my God. I mean, I think so. He always seems like he enjoys himself quite well. I mean, he's really proud of me too. I performed when I performed at Pride. It was the first time I performed at Pride this year out there on stage, and I did my routine, and I got, went back and changed my clothes and went back and met him like out in the crowd, and he like literally had like a little tear in his eye. He was like, I'm so proud of you. And I was just like, stop it. And he's like, no, he's like, you've just go. He's like, from the beginning to now, like, oh my gosh, what a difference. He's like, I can tell you're so comfortable. And it was really sweet. And then like when we went to karaoke afterwards, he was telling everybody how amazing I did. He's like, you should have seen her, guys. Oh my gosh. Like just bragging on me. And I was just
That's so sweet.
well, I do that for him too. He's a musician. He's not in a band anymore. He was in a band called Bigger on the Inside. And he's got a great voice, and he can play good, like 10 instruments plus. So he's really talented.
Well, we can hook him up to this right here. He can play down here.
I'm telling you what, I wish he'd do more. He's not shy. I think he second guesses himself. He's done his own acoustic shows and everything, but I don't know. It's kind of his passion.
Huh. Well, I mean, he sounds like a complete sweetheart. Honestly, when you said that about crying after, when Timmy got done with her set, I literally took off so fast to sprint because I wanted to videotape it. And then I sprinted to the back so fast. And by the time I got back there, I was just bawling.
Oh, yeah.
Because not only, was this so important to Timmy and the amount of hard work she had put in, she's lost 85 pounds in the process of all this.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Oh, and I don't know, it kind of all just caught up to me at one point, And the cool thing that you probably don't know was I got asked to do a big spot that night, like a very big comedy spot. And there was no way. There was no way. I was so happy and excited. And then when I looked at my calendar, I was like, there's no way. There's no way I'm missing a moment like this.
Oh, no. That's a once-in-a-lifetime big thing.
Especially when Timry's never missed anything I've ever done.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm literally like, I think I would have become a penguin. I want to study penguins. She'd be like, okay, whatever you want to do. I'll be like, yeah, tomorrow I want to, I don't know, I want to run a marathon. Okay, whatever you want to do. I literally do it to her all the time.
She's your biggest cheerleader.
Yeah, and so there was no way I was missing something like that. It was, oh, God, it almost makes my eyes, because I said yes. And then when I looked at the schedule, I was like, oh my God. And then turned around and walked right back up to Brett. And I was like, listen, and he was so freaking sweet. He was like, oh my God, I would never want you to miss that. There will be more opportunities for you. Don't worry. I was okay. And then comes to find out I get to do stand-up.
That was awesome. That worked out beautifully.
Yeah. And then I just wanted to do, with the set, I wanted to make a set only about burlesque. And I wanted to do Mary proud, because Mary and the troupe and everybody, because they've made Timry feel so incredible. They made me every step of the way feel incredible. Like I told Timry this morning, shit, I'm fucking scrolling through your fucking Facebook, and every single, every other post is you sharing something with my face on it. And I was just like, that is the best. That's what we all need to do for each other.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only way. That's the only way we make this into bigger deals,
Mm-hmm.
And it's so easy. It's a click of a button, or it's a like, or it's a comment. It's just just walking up to somebody saying that you look beautiful. It's those simple things that we miss and we forget about,
Yeah, we need more of that in the world for sure. I agree.
But when we get it, it's the best.
It is. I'm always like, I make all the little squeaky noises.
Yeah, my precious.
Yes.
Are you a Lord of the Rings fan?
Yeah, I actually did my last routine at our show. I was Gollum.
Really?
It was our villains show. I was Gollum. Yep, I had a big gold hula
hotter
hoop.
version of Gollum.
I was told that.
Yeah.
Except I did paint my teeth black, which was extra creepy. And it was really funny because it crackled, so my teeth looked really weird, creepy. Ooh. And when we were down there, before I was performing, I was talking to everybody, and Mary's like, please stop looking at me, you're freaking me out. And so we went upstairs, I chased her, and she was like, quit chasing me, It was hilarious.
Gosh. Well, we're literally at the perfect time. So please promote everything that you have going forward. And then we're going to can we tag all your stuff down below on this?
Absolutely.
And can we please have you back on here? Because
anytime.
I feel like I could talk to you forever. ever right now.
We have so much to talk about.
Yeah, we're not even starting on the butt stuff.
Not even close.
So please, yeah, any links where people can follow you?
I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok, but I've not really posted on TikTok. I posted once, and my son was like, "Mom, no," because it was like a really funny thing. Like I had to like do it and like not laugh as I was trying to do it. It was a funny one, and yeah, my son like bad. He was like, "Please don't post on it." He was like freaking out because yeah. And I'm on Facebook. Yeah, I'm Snapchat, like all the usual stuff.
Well, you got to tell them.
It's I don't know. Just look up Wicked Jezebel. I don't know what it's like at Wicked Jezebel or at Wicked Jez.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
I make the stuff. I don't pay attention what it's called. Can you help me out here?
I'll tag it down below. Hey, this is Shot 30 Podcast. I am Shayne Neubert. That is Miss Deborah Wicked Jezebel. And this is Shot 30 Podcast. Shot 30 Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, CastBox, YouTube, all those things. Thank you guys for being here. Like, share, subscribe. Go to the shows.
Yes.
Go see this beautiful babe on stage December 11th.
At Varieties.
At Varieties. Where's that?
That is in downtown Davenport.
Downtown Davenport. December 11th. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching. And thank you for listening.
Oh my.